have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore. Toto? I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
Hey guys, it's Jessie V. So are you surprised that I'm doing a video like this? Because I kind of am. I think one of the top requested videos like ever over the past 6 months has been a Mandela effect video. And I'll be honest with you, I've seen maybe 3 or 4 other videos that are all about Mandela effects and they're super interesting to me. I mean, it's so weird to remember something that never actually happened. It just blows your mind. So today's video is going to be about new Mandela effects, and when I say new, I mean that I personally have never heard of them before. I have never seen these mentioned in the videos that I have watched, but yes, I'm 100% sure that other YouTubers and other people have probably talked about them before. But these are new to me, okay? And maybe they're new to you too. Because I don't want to talk about the ones that have already been mentioned, like the Berenstain Bears, Berenstain, Curious George, the Monopoly Man, Sex and the City, Kit Kat, Mona Lisa. All of these things have already been mentioned a million times, so hopefully these ones are less talked about. I don't know. They're probably still talked about, but I'm trying here, okay? So I don't really want to get into the whole theory and talk about what the Mandela effect is for like 5 minutes, but just a brief explanation. It is when a bunch, like a ton of people remember something that happened a certain way, but it turns out that we're all incorrect and it didn't actually happen that way. And these false memories make people believe they either have 1, a really bad memory, or 2, they've gone into a parallel universe, or time travelers have gone into the past and slightly affected our present time. I don't know, there's a bunch of different things happening here. Maybe we're just all losing our minds, okay? Maybe we're all just going crazy. But anyways, here are the ones that I had never heard of before until I researched them, and they kind of blow my mind. Okay, let's start. So you guys have heard of the movie Forrest Gump, hopefully, obviously, right? That's a really good movie. So do you remember when he's sitting beside that lady on the bench and he says to her,
"My mama always said, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get."
Right? Is that not what you remember? Life is like a box of chocolates? Well, that's not what he actually said. No. What he really says is, life was like a box of chocolates. Like, what? I saw that and I was like, there's no way. Like, there's actually no way.
My mom always said, life was like a box of chocolates.
Life was like a box of chocolates? No, life is like a box of chocolates. So isn't it just strange that everyone remembered it the wrong way? That's kind of like when we all thought the Queen in Snow White says, mirror, mirror on the wall, but she actually says, magic mirror on the wall. What?
Magic mirror on the wall, who is the fairest one of all?
But I know that one has been talked about quite a lot, so I'm not going to get into that. The next one that I thought was kind of weird was, you guys remember Tony the Tiger, right? On the Frosted Flakes box, right? Well, this is how you remember him, right? Because this is definitely how I remember him. Well, I saw a picture of what he actually looks like the other day, and this is what he actually looks like. A blue nose. What? Am I the only one that doesn't remember a bright blue nose? Like, you'd think people would remember something like that. I thought he was just like a normal looking tiger, maybe a bit large, but I remember a large black nose. Am I the only one? I might be the only one here. Okay, so, The Wizard of Oz. This one is just so strange to me. You know the Wicked Witch? Okay, when she is standing by the window and all of her little monkey things are flying past her, she says,
Fly, my pretties, fly, fly.
right? Fly, my pretties, that's what she said. I remember distinctly that she said, fly, my pretties. Well, I will show you the clip in a second, but she never said, my pretties. She just said,
Fly, fly, fly.
no, my pretties.
I want those most of all. Now fly! Fly!
Do you guys remember her saying, my pretties? Because I do. I do. It's part of my childhood, okay? Okay, so I think this one. So this one and Life Was Like a Box of Chocolates were the ones that really impacted me the most. So, you guys know E.T., right? If you're super young, maybe you've never watched it, but you've probably heard of this before. E.T. is standing in the room and he says what, guys?
E.T. phone home.
Right? E.T. phone home. That's what we remember, all of us. Well, he doesn't say that at all, actually. Not in that order, that is. He actually says,
E.T. home phone.
home phone. No, it's supposed to be phone home, right? Like, am I losing my mind? Like, here's the clip.
E.T. home phone.
It doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, so Mary Poppins. This was a movie I used to watch all of the time at my grandparents' house, and I know the songs by heart, okay? Like, I know those songs by heart. Okay, so this is how I thought the song went. Are you ready?
A spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in the most delightful way.
Right? In the most delightful way. That's what I thought it was the whole time. It's actually, in a most delightful way. Not the most delightful, a most delightful. What? That doesn't even sound right. Here, watch. Here you go.
Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in a most delightful way.
Yeah, my whole childhood just gone. Okay, so I hope you guys remember this song. It's called The Song That Never Ends. Do you remember that? It's such an annoying song, but I feel like we all sang it in our childhood.
This is the song that never ends. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend. Some people started singing it.
Okay, you know that, right? Right? It has always been to me the song that never ends. But that's not actually true. That's not what it's called, and that's not what the lyrics say, okay? It's actually, this is the song that doesn't end. Here you go.
This is the song that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend.
Why don't we remember it that way? I don't know. I could like get into these for days and it'll just continue blowing my mind, and I don't know, it's bothering me. It's really bothering me, and I had to make a video about it. So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I know it's sort of different, but I felt like I really had to do this. And let me know in the comments if you are surprised by any of these, because
I want to talk about this thing called the Mandela effect. This thing has consumed me for the past few days. And how best to put this? I don't even know. And it's not just in my head, it's not, I'm not just confused or whatever. I know that it's not just in my head. I know that it's not just me misremembering things. I know for a fact that things were, once upon a time, different. And I don't have the knowledge or understanding of the universe, or quantum mechanics for that matter, to explain how this is possible. I'm not an expert in quantum mechanics by any means, but I do know that in quantum mechanics and quantum theory, there exists this view of the universe as a multiverse. Not one single universe that we all live in and exist in, but many different universes inside a multiverse, if there is such a thing. A lot of intelligent people, a lot of theoretical physicists around the world really subscribe to this theory. If the multiverse is a thing, and I mean, you can look up what the multiverse is, but basically the multiverse theory puts forth the idea that there is no single universe, that there are an infinite number of universes inside a multiverse, and that some of these universes are drastically different from the one that we know, and then some of these universes are almost completely identical to ours, except for the most part, what are small differences here and there. And there's several things in this universe that I'm living in now, apparently, that are different. The scene from Risky Business with Tom Cruise, the scene where he slides into the room and he's in his shirt, his underwear, and sunglasses and all that. Well, if you go back and look at the movie now, he's not wearing sunglasses. So apparently in this universe, he never wore sunglasses. Ready Whip, and this is not a huge one, I guess, but it's just one I happen to be thinking of right now. Ready Whip is not W-H-I-P as I know it anymore. It is W-I-P. It doesn't have the H in the whip anymore. I always knew it to be the other way around. I knew it to be W-H-I-P. I know for a fact that it was at one time spelled W-H-I-P, not W-I-P. But now if you Google that and you go back and look at like all the historical examples of how the brand has presented itself and marketed itself, it's always been W-I-P. Never once has it been W-H-I-P as I know it to be. And that's not just me thinking, oh, I'm pretty sure it was WHIP. I know for a fact it was WHIP. But anyway, moving along. The Ford logo looks different to me now. If you look at the Ford logo now, if you look on the right side of the F, you'll see a little pigtail that I don't remember ever being part of the Ford logo. Apparently it's always been there. Or not always been there, but it's been there going back decades. And there's other examples of this that you can look up. Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is now spelled C-H-I-C-K. The chick in the name. Well, I remember it always as being spelled C-H-I-C. Missing the K. And I know for a fact that it was once spelled C-H-I-C without the K, because I remember thinking once as a kid how strange it was that they did not include the K in the name to make it, right. Because to me, if you're going to spell chick, you'd spell it with a K. It just seems right. Why would you spell it C-H-I-C? But like I said, at one time I can definitely remember it being spelled that way, because I remember questioning why they would not put the K in the name. It seemed kind of odd to me. But now if you go and look at all the historical examples of the Chick-fil-A brand name, the K has always been in the name. At no point in history has it ever been simply C-H-I-C, as I remember it to be at one time. And there's other examples of this that you can go look at. There's a lot of examples. Some of them people are extremely sure about. Like the risky business scene. But I've seen that scene numerous times, enough to know that he's definitely wearing sunglasses, or was, and now he's not anymore. Like, there is no way that so many people are going to come to an agreement on such a very specific thing in such a, in a specific movie, in a specific scene like that. There's no way. And then you've got people recreating. You've got clips on YouTube of people that have recreated the scene themselves, and they're wearing sunglasses. So, yeah, I don't know.
I was actually affected January, February of 2016. And my effect began after listening to a series by David Pawson, and it's called Unlocking the Bible. And that's on YouTube as well. So I was listening to this man, a British man, and he goes through the entire Bible. And I would pause and open up the Bible, and I went into Genesis. And I noticed that there was a discrepancy between what he said, what I remember, and, well, he said what I remembered, and what I read in my King James version of the Bible, which was that God created the heavens with an S and the earth and the stars, the stars also, but the Bible doesn't say that he created the heavens and the earth. The Bible has switched to saying that he created heaven and earth, or the heaven and earth. So I found that pretty weird, and I continued reading, and I remembered that David Pawson had said that God named everything that he made, the sun, the moon, and the stars. And he allowed Adam to name everything that was created after Adam. So while I was reading the Bible, I just saw the bigger light and the lesser light, and there's no mention of the sun and the moon, which I remember the Bible having mentioned that he created the sun, the moon, and the stars also. Anyway, I let it go, and I continued listening to David Pawson. And when I got to Luke, again, I stopped and I opened it up. I opened up my book to Luke. And when I got into Luke, I'll tell you, I already mentioned it before. I was floored. My jaw dropped. My eyes were I was like, what? I couldn't believe what I was seeing. But anyway, this is the correction. And it's funny, but now I go back to his version of Unlocking the Bible, And he does not mention the sun and the moon. He says the greater and the lesser light. He does not mention that God names everything that he made, and that he allowed Adam to name everything else that was created after Adam. So I don't get it. I do get it, because I know that this effect is a gift from God. I know that we have to do something about this, or maybe we just have to wait for everyone else to catch up, and it's not our job to open up anybody else's eyes. But it's just so fantastic that that's all we want to do, or all we wanted to do, because now the response that I get from people that are not awake, it's just so indifferent, and it's just so weird. Again, we have to take this as we're very blessed. We should feel very blessed that we can see what other eyes cannot see. And we know, or at least I do, I know what I know. I know what I have seen, and I know how my reality was and my history was. I am on high alert every day. I try to live it as if the Lord was coming for us today. And if he doesn't, that's fine. I'm still waiting. And I hope to God that he keeps me and my Mandela affected community, as well as our families. We must pray for them and friends. But that he keeps us those that are awakened, that can see all these things. That he keeps us motivated, and he directs us to where he wants us to go.
Hey guys, it's Rigo here. I'm doing some research on the subject of these station wagons that are popping up. I was watching another YouTuber discuss some other station wagons that he never seen before. I guess that never existed, and therefore it's being part of the Mandela effect. So this is one of them that I saw, and I don't know if he showed this one or not, but this Corvette station wagon, I've never seen it before, so maybe I just missed it, but I'm counting this as one of the effects. Never seen a station wagon Corvette. And many of you guys seen the other station wagons, the Mustang station wagon, the Ferrari station wagon, and the Lamborghini station wagon.